What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the week's hottest topics, you guys. So these are going to be the hot topics for the week of December the 17th through December the 23rd, you guys. So before we go ahead and hop into these topics, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't yet subscribed, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn your post notifications on, share the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's talk about what's hot and what's trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first thing that we have to talk about is going to be this winter storm that is hitting the U.S., right? So I know that certain areas are going to be getting snow, so you guys be safe this holiday weekend. I know that overnight, our temperature dropped when I woke up this morning. It's Friday that I'm recording this. When I woke up this morning, it was 9 degrees outside, right? So it's starting to get, the temperature is going up. It's going to go up today to about, I think 20 something degrees. And we're supposed to get back into warmer weather on Sunday or Monday, which is Christmas and Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is tomorrow and Christmas Day is Sunday, so we should have a nice Christmas. I know Governor Hot Wheels, he did a press conference saying that the grid is safe. I don't believe shit he says. I believe nothing that comes out of that man's mouth. He lies as easily as he breathes. But yeah, to everybody out there, you just be safe, you guys. Don't go out if you don't have to. Just be safe, you guys. Be safe, be safe, be safe. And that's really all I got for that. Do I have anything else I want to say? No, just be safe, you guys. Bundle up, do whatever you got to do, you guys. If you guys don't have to get out of the house, like to go to the grocery store, hopefully you guys have done your grocery shopping, before now. Hopefully you guys have gas in your cars. Hopefully you guys have everything you need so that way you don't have to get out in the cold. Don't be like Jussie Smollett with the winter solstice and say that, something bad happened to you out there. But yeah, you guys, that's really it. That's just my message with this winter, winter weather that we're dealing with. Stay safe, stay warm, you guys. If you guys notice, my cabinets are open, so yeah, let your waters drip. And, open up your cabinets, have your heat on, all that good stuff. I mean, stuff that we should all pretty much know, right? But that's that. So let's pause here and let's go ahead and just talk about the true topics, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first story that I want to talk about is a very, very, very sad story for me. Now, some of you guys may not know this person when I say her name, but I know who she is, and I had to come on here and I had to just express my deepest condolences to her family, her friends, her co-workers, the people who loved her, everybody, her fans, right? So this past week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was on social media and I was seeing that Octavia Spencer had, posted on her, I believe it was on Instagram, right, about this actress. Her name is Sonia Eddy. So if you guys are not familiar with Sonia Eddy, I know she was in Coach Carter. She had a role on Seinfeld, but most notably for me, she played my beloved Epiphany Johnson on General Hospital, Nurse Epiphany Johnson. So Sonia Eddy was 55 years old. She passed away, I believe she passed away Monday. When I saw that, it just broke my heart so badly because, like I said, she played on General Hospital and she played a nurse named Epiphany, right? Epiphany was a badass nurse who just didn't take anything from anybody. And she is gonna definitely be missed. So when I first saw the post, they were saying that they didn't know what the cause of death was. But then I did see maybe a few hours later that one of her friends said that she had went in for a surgery and that, she had come through surgery, but after the surgery, she was saying that she didn't feel too good. So I think they took her back to the hospital. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe she passed away in the hospital. She was 55 years old. She didn't have any children. She had two dogs. So I feel so bad for her babies, because I know that this is new for them. Like, oh, like I'm really I'm truly devastated by this loss, because, like I said, I watch General Hospital. So I've been watching General Hospital for, oh Jesus, I've been watching General Hospital since 2005, and she came on the show in 2000. No, I actually think I started in 04. Officially got really into it in 05, but she came in 2006, and she's been on there ever since. I think they said she was on 500 plus episodes, so she had a long stint on General Hospital. And I saw her cast members, the producers, talking about how loved she was. And I did go on her Instagram, and I did see that a few months ago, back in July. I think it was July 18th. So her dad is a cancer, just like me. His birthday is 2 days after mine. So she posted a message about her dad, how, he passed away. So I can imagine that she's now, in the arms of her father. And Sonia, Eddie, rest in peace. We're going to miss you down here, girl. Love you. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So we got quite a few things to talk about this week. So let's just get into this mess. So some of this stuff is going to go together. And I think the biggest thing that we're going to talk about right now is this Megan, Tory, Kelsey, the witness, the Candace Owens situation. I said her name, Joe Budden. So I don't know now with Joe Budden. I don't know if, I think this might have came out after I did Hot Topics last week, right? So Joe Budden, and Joe is an asshole, so I don't really always see it for Joe Budden. So Joe got on his podcast, and he was talking about how the fact that he doesn't like Megan. What did that have to do with you? And here's the thing I have an issue with it, right? The men in the industry, nobody has said, now granted, I said it last week and I'll say it again this week. We don't know what happened with Megan. We know she got shot. That's all we know. We don't know who shot her, right? But it's been so many men that have banned with Tory Lanez, and I just don't understand why people are banning with him, right? So you guys know last week when we talked about the case that Kelsey had taken the stand, Kelsey basically perjured herself. They played her testimony. They played her, when she did her deposition was completely different than what she's saying on the stand. Because on the stand, she's trying to plead the fifth. She's saying she doesn't remember, I don't recall. But in your deposition, you were clear, lucid. You weren't being coerced into saying anything. And then they played her diss song, which I remember when Kelsey released that, but I didn't listen to it because I was like, girl, fuck Kelsey, right? So it's been this whole thing. Now, I also saw where on the gun, they said that there is no male DNA, but there's a woman's DNA. Now, that's where I was kind of confused at. How do you know whose DNA is which, right? I know when it comes to a gun, you can dust for fingerprints, right? But how do you know about the DNA? I was confused about that. So the witness took the stand this week, right? Let me backtrack to Joe Budden real quick, all right? So I told you, Joe Budden said he didn't like Megan Thee Stallion, right? Okay, if you don't like her, what the fuck that got to do with you? What does this have to do with you? What does it have to do with the validity of this case? Absolutely nothing, right? So Vivica A. Fox called him a bitch ass. She called him a bitch ass. And I was like, for once on that stupid ass show, Queens with Cocktails, or whatever the hell the name of that show is, I was like, for once with this show, I actually agree with something that one of them said, right? Because I very rarely watch them. I very rarely look at the clips of that show, because I think that show for me with Claudia, Selena, Vivica, and Lisa Ray, I don't pay attention to it mainly because of Lisa Ray. And Lisa Ray is somebody that I used to love back in the day, but with that show, her and Vivica, they say some things that I'd be like, ooh, it's better to just shut the fuck up, right? So he did a clap back to them, and I was like, okay, I really don't care, right? Also, I do want to point out the fact that the stylist, EJ, he took the stand, right? he's been trying to milk that since he took the stand, and I'm like, dude, are you clout chasing off of a damn case where the girl got shot? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, right? Because so he put, and now my friend showed me this at work yesterday, right, where he posted he on his Instagram, he had the clip with the Law and Order music behind it, and in the comments, you had three women that had no business laughing. I don't give a fuck if you think it's funny. Keep it to yourself, right? Because all three of you have claimed abuse, right? Birdie E, Toucan Sam, Miss Fowl, Hazel E, you've claimed abuse from your husband. Eva Marcel, you got a restraining order against Kevin, and Emily B. Emily, you the last motherfucker that needs to be laughing at anything dealing with any surrounding domestic violence. You're the last person in the world to be laughing. Fab knocked your goddamn teeth out your mouth, so you have no room to laugh. So put it on mute. You, Hazel, Birdie E, Toucan Sam, Miss Fowl. Y'all need to put, you and her and Eva need to put it on mute at this point, right? Because all three of you have claimed domestic abuse, and this is what happened with, we know some kind of abuse happened to Megan. So you three shut it up, right? So the witness, he took the stand this week, right? And the witness was saying that, he saw Kelsey with the gun. Kelsey was shooting, right? Then he saw Tory. So we don't know if it was a struggle, because we do know that there was gunpowder on both Tory and on both Kelsey, right? Honestly, you guys, with this case, I don't think that the prosecutors are proving their case, because if I was a juror, I would be like, so when it comes to a case, when you present a case, it's kind of like how it's the same. I always explain this to my customers, like if you go to court, if you are the plaintiff, if you're suing someone, you have to show them burden of proof. The burden of proof falls on you, so you have to prove what you're saying. You have to prove everything that you're saying, so that whoever you're presenting your case to, they believe you without a reason, without a shadow of doubt, right? But with this case, there's just so much doubt, right? For me, the fact that the gun, they're saying that there's no male DNA on it, but there's a woman's DNA on it. It's just so many things with this case. Is just kind of like, really, like I'm kind of confused. So I don't, the one thing I can say is we know that Megan definitely got shot. That is something that I know we can say, but who actually shot her? I'm not quite certain that that's been proven that it was Tory. Because if you listen to, for me, listening to it, it sounds as if maybe Kelsey was shooting at her first, and then Tory got the gun and started shooting wildly. I don't know, right? We don't know. Do I think we'll ever know? Not 100%, you guys. I honestly, God, don't think we'll ever really know who shot her. I think it's just going to be a thing of, if they acquit him, I'm not going to be surprised, because like I said, I just don't think that they're proving the case, to be honest with you guys. I also do know that the bodyguard was supposed to take the stand this week, right? Or last week, but he didn't show up. They put an APB out on him, right? Now, in a strange chain of events, I was on Twitter just yesterday or Wednesday, one of the two, right? And there's a whole video of this man on Twitter, butt ass naked, playing with himself. I was like, wait a minute, wait. Where did this come from? Like, I was just like, what the hell is going on here? This case leaves me confused every time, right? Every day, this case leaves me more and more confused than what I previously was, right? I kind of figured that. I kind of expected that going into the trial. Because I just, like I said last week, Megan's story, everybody has different stories. Now, what I do believe in this situation is maybe Tory and Kelsey, maybe they tried to work out a story, but homegirl just started lying, right? I know that her husband, now it came out this week that her husband is linked to 1501. I was like, well, I'd be damned. Girl, Mm, mm. I'm gonna be so ready for this case to wrap up. I am going to be honest with you guys. I'm really ready for this case to just wrap up because it's just a lot of stuff. And I think there's going to be more unanswered questions than there are going to be answers to questions because we just don't know anything. And I think maybe what would have helped is, if that eyewitness, if his house had a camera on it, a Ring camera or something like that, maybe we could really know what happened. But at this point, my personal opinion, I just don't feel that we're going to really know what really happened with that case. But I talked longer about that than I intended to. I want you guys to drop down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this case. And we'll discuss it in the comments, and we're going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, you guys, next up, let's talk about Bishop Whitehead. Child, after Bishop Whitehead was on live, and I still don't believe that robbery. I still think that was staged. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. I believe that was staged. I just never bought it. So he's back in the news again, right? This is what I told you. I told you guys once. I've been telling you guys this for months. Each time something comes out about Bishop Whitehead or any other pastor, right? These are the reasons that I don't go to church today, because I just I don't need you to teach me the word. I don't need it. We good, right? I can read my Bible. If I need some kind of interpretation, baby, I will figure it out on my own, right? So Bishop Whitehead was arrested this week, right? And he has been charged with fraud, I believe, right? So here's a little gist of what's going on with Bishop Whitehead, right? And for a while, I have been wondering, how did this man come to money? Because he's so freaking flashy. And that's the other thing about Bishop Whitehead that I couldn't get, with the fact that the man is just so over the top and flashy. Like, who goes to church in the shit that he would go to church in, right? So Bishop Whitehead, he offered to help some of his parishioners, with buying homes, right? And when you hear it like that, it doesn't sound like it's a bad thing. You're like, okay, their pastor was like, let me help you, We as black people, we definitely say we want to help more people be homeowners, right? Well, not Bishop Whitehead. So there was a woman who withdrew $90,000 from her, where did she drop? I think she withdrew it from for her pension or something like that, her retirement fund, right? Damn, $90,000. Baby, you should have just went to the bank and asked the bank to help you, because this crook took your money. He took your money. And she literally withdrew $90,000 and gave it to him. And then the promises that he made to her, he didn't follow through with it. And this is why she has, did what she did to him. And bravo to you, sis. But actually, she might be able to get her money back, because like I said, Bishop Whitehead is over the top. He's flashy. So upon some of that, and that's what I go back to. Even just listening to that, the fact that he took $90,000 from her. Honestly, you guys, from the moment I heard about Bishop, from the moment I saw it and heard about it, I thought it was nothing but an insurance fraud claim. That's all I got from that was insurance fraud. I didn't get nothing else but insurance fraud. Who in the hell is going to the church house on a Sunday to rob you? And then after that, we saw that video of him, abusing that woman, pushing her out of the church, right? So I never bought. I thought with that whole situation of him getting robbed, I thought from the jump that it was insurance fraud. I thought that's what it was. That was all that it gave me, was that he was trying to get some money from the insurance company. Period, point blank. And then hearing this story, it makes me believe it even more than I believed it then, right? So on top of him doing that, taking the $90,000 from the woman, right? So it also says that he tried to bully a businessman out of $5,000 and more, right? But then he also went back to the same businessman and tried to get $500,000 from him. I was like, yeah, I think I was onto something, right? Because $90,000, right? He took $90,000 from one of his parishioners. That is terrible to me. How do you live with yourself knowing that You're taking money from people who come to you to, teach them the ways of God, guide them, lead them. Again, one of the main particular reasons my ass don't go to church today. I don't trust people like that. Like, no, I'm not going to give you no, like that tithes and offerings. Nah, baby. The Lord knows my heart, and he ain't telling me to give it to you. You may say that, but I don't buy it, right? So that, like, $90,000, $5,000, $500,000, $500,000. Damn, bro. You should have. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah, I was gonna say he should have stopped while he was here. You should have never done it. To be quite honest with you, you should have never done it. Like, that's just terrible to take. You're taking money from, like, that is someone's retirement fund. So that is for her. That is for that woman to live out the rest of her days when she leaves her, if she hasn't already left her job. But that is for her to, when she leaves her damn job, to be like, okay, ooh, retirement fund. That sounds like a 401k. That is just, I have a 401k at my job, and I'm thinking about pulling my money out of the 401k, and because I just don't do the stock market, and the 401k is tied to the stocks, and I just don't want to lose money in that shit. So I think sometime next year I'm just gonna say ixnay on the 401k. But yeah, Bishop Whitehead. I hope they take every valuable thing you have. Take them flashy ass clothes, take, if you got cars, take your cars, take the jewelry, take whatever your wife got, take everything, whatever your kids got, take it all. Take it all. And I know y'all probably gonna be like, JB, that's wrong to take from the wife. And well, if he bought it with the funds that he took from that woman, then I don't feel shit for them. Sorry. Not sorry. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Bishop Whitehead, Bishop Con Artist, down in the comment section. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Glorilla real quick. Gloria, hallelujah. I don't know who you expect to work for you, sis. And that laundry list of shit that you want done, you want somebody to work for you, do that shit for you for $500, $550 a week or every 2 weeks. Girl, a lot don't care. No. A lot don't care who tell it, because that would never happen with me. Like, you can't even live off of $500. What are you gonna do with $500 a week? Tell me that. For me, $500 a week. If you gave me $500 a week, 550. Let's do the math on $550. Well, this is dead. $550 a week, right? I can't do nothing with that, right? Because I have my car note. I have my insurance. I have to put gas in my car. Let's just say, the maintenance on your car. Then you have to eat. So grocery store, you have to eat. You have, your local, your listing. Then let's move from, okay, I'm talking in circles, talking too fast. It's really what I'm doing. So let's just think logically. Let's just think if you don't even have a car, right? So you have to get to work. Let's say you take the bus. You have to think about that. Bus, Uber, whatever mode of transportation you use. In a week, that money could be gone, right? Well, not necessarily. If you take the bus, I know the bus here in Dallas, if you buy a pass for the day, that's $6. So $6 a day. But so you'll be fine there. But then you still have to eat. So you have to go to the grocery store and buy groceries. So you can take the bus or you can take an Uber, but that's kind of expensive as well, right? Now let's think about your home. You have electricity. That ain't cheap. If you work from home or if you have cable internet, you're paying for that. Your rent. The rent is expensive as shit, right? So, and I don't know where you could be living at, because unless you live in a rural area where there's nothing there and you live in a little shack, then maybe you have no mortgage or no rent, whatever. But that is unreasonable, girl. Who do you think is going to work for you for $550 every week, right? That money, as soon as you get paid, the money is basically gone. And we're in the inflation, the recession. Like, you got to think logically, sis. Ain't nobody going to survive off of that. I don't give a, only way somebody's going to survive off of that, and not even really truly if they won't survive, is if it's a broke college student. Even they're not going to survive on $500 a week, right? They got room and board, they got tuition. So nobody's going to want to, if anybody works for her, you must really need some money. You must be really down on your luck, right? Because that amount that she's offering, baby girl, you would be waiting forever to get an assistant or whatever the fuck you need, because it just wouldn't be me. And I don't think it would be anybody that is grown. You probably gonna be looking at somebody that's about, 15, 16 years old. They need their first job, but they can't travel with you. So you ain't getting no grown ass adult. I can give you that. I can tell you that right now. That price, that 550, girl, that's 550. Actually, if you keep it real, that's below minimum wage. I think that's below minimum wage, because what minimum wage is, what, 8, or is it 7.25? Is it 7.25? I don't know what the minimum wage is. I haven't worked for minimum wage since I was in college, and I think at that time it was 7.25. And girl, that was a struggle living off of that too. So, yeah, I think it was 7.25, because that one job I had, I got paid $8 an hour. Yeah, I think that's below minimum wage, sis. Up that price, sis. That's all you're gonna have to do if you really want somebody to come and do anything for you. Good luck to you. But let's pause here and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story that I want to talk about is this thing with Tamar Braxton. So I think I saw it on like Shade Room, Baller Alert, one of those blogs, right? So Tamar made this post about that she had gotten into it with a Peach and her husband. Now, when you think about Peach, you think about the peach holders from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? So then you go down the line of, okay, well, who's married? She didn't say past, she didn't say current Peach or present, past or anything like that. So when she said Peach, my mind immediately went to Candy, because I know that, she and Candy, they have a rocky, tumultuous relationship, right? Because you guys remember they had the issue. Oh, they had that issue years ago when it was damn. Oh, I think it was when Tamar invited. That's exactly what it was. If you guys remember, I believe Candy and them were doing a tour a few years ago. Tamar was the opening act, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. Tamar was the opening act. She had brought on stage, because I remember they were in Atlanta. She had brought Madison as well as Kaya. That's when they were still doing the Queen's Court, right? She had brought those two on stage, and I don't think that they were too happy about her bringing them on stage, right? So then, you guys remember, they did Celebrity Big Brother Season 2, and they made up with each other inside of the Big Brother house. So after that, they were pretty cool. Up until recently, I don't know what happened, but you guys remember when Candy did the interviews with like Scotty and Jamar, Misha, House of Aaron. I think she did one with DJ Richie Sky and somebody else. The Ooh Ladies First panel, as well as what is his name? Storm Monroe. And I think she did one with Tisa Tales, is that her name? I think that's her name. But I know she did interviews with them, and I know more specifically, she did the interview with House of Aaron. And Aaron asked her what was the beef with she and Carlos King, right? And remember, she said she don't fuck with Carlos because Carlos took her life story, right? And then you guys remember Tamar came back out and said that her friend don't have to take nobody's life, nothing. And I was just like, girl, Tamar, why do you have to get involved in this shit? That'd be my issue with Tamar Braxton. That is and I love me some Tamar, but that has always been my issue when it comes to Tamar. Tamar involves herself, the drama that Tamar gets herself into sometimes, she gets herself into it because she speaks on things that she does not need to speak on. Like K. Michelle. The beef with her and K. Michelle was because she spoke on, because K. Michelle had the issue with Rashida them, right? And because, Tamar was cool with them, she chimed in. And then when K. Michelle called her a Muppet, she wanted to cry. We should call that girl a Muppet. So everyone was even myself, I was under the assumption that when she said that, she was speaking on Candy, right? But then people were like, nah, because she was on tour with Candy them. I was like, okay, maybe not. So then I was like, well, who else could she be talking about, right? And then I saw people say, she said something about, this person and her husband, city official, right? So some people in the comments were saying that it was Eva and her husband, Mike Sterling. And then I know some people were saying it was T.I. and Tiny. I was like, when did T.I. and Tiny become city officials? I was like, even her husband, maybe, but Tiny and T.I., hell no. He might wish he was, but nigga, you ain't. You just use them big ass words, right? So we don't know what the issue is, right? But for me with Tamar, I just wish that Tamar would just kind of just work on her music and just stay out of the drama, because lately Tamar had been before the Carlos King stuff. Tamar had been doing good. I mean, she did the Surreal Life. I didn't watch it, but Tamar had just. When it comes down to Tamar, Tamar can sometimes be her own worst enemy. Like, let's be for real. Tamar can be her own worst enemy, even with her sisters, right? Like, Braxton Family Values. She was, look at how many times her and Tracy got into it with each other, right? God rest Tracy's soul. Oh, I miss Tracy so much. But yeah, I just wish with Tamar that she would just kind of dial it back, shut it down, and keep it on mute. Because, girl, sometimes it's better to just not say anything at all. And then the fact that with Tamar, she talked about it, and she's talking about things, and I'm just like, girl, yeah. Like, you talking riddles, and the thing is, you are having people guess at who you talking about. Girl, just be direct and say who you talking about, and don't go around the mulberry bush. But let me know what you guys think about that, and we're gonna pause here and move forward, you guys. So we got 3 more stories to talk about. So the next story is a rather interesting story. So the next story is going to be about Bow Wow, Da Brat, and Jermaine Dupri. Somebody else, like I just said about Tamar, who should just kind of keep it quiet, Da Brat. So I'm gonna get into Da Brat in just a little bit. So I don't know where Jermaine Dupri was giving an interview at, right? But he gave an interview and he was talking about 106 and Park, right? So he is taking credit for creating 106 and Park. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go back, because I do have, so back in the day, I used to record 106 and Park, especially when somebody's video was on there that I really, really loved. And I think there was an episode because you guys remember back in the day, 106 and Park, they would do reruns they would do reruns. I think it would be in the, they would do reruns every now and again. Can't remember when, but there was one particular time they did a rerun, and I think it was, oh shit, what year was that? I think it was like 01, 02, something like that. So I recorded it because it was because they used to have Flashback Friday, not Freestyle Friday, and Throwback Thursday, a video from a throwback. And it was a Mary J. Blige video. I think it was, oh my God, it was from, what's the 411? I don't remember the name of the song. But I still have the episode. It's on VHS. I just have to remember, I have to watch it one day and I'll tell you guys which one it was. And it's back when Free and AJ was hosting, so you guys know that shit is old. But I got to go back and watch it because Jermaine Dupri, I don't even remember his name ever being in the credits. Stephen Hill, yes. So Jermaine is basically trying to take credit for 106 and Park, saying that, He saw, you see TRL back in the day, and how the fans would be roaring for NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Mariah Carey, the list, Britney Spears, the list goes on, right? So he felt like that we as black people should have a show like that where we would clamor toward our favorite artists, right? So he says he went and had a conversation. This could be very well true, right? He may have had a conversation and maybe suggested it to some of the higher ups at BET that we do need a show like TRL. It was so many other shows because it was TRL, but then there was a show on VH1 because back in the day, VH1, MTV, and BET were about music. It wasn't reality TV shows. It wasn't script. Now, nah. Actually, MTV did have some reality TV shows, but they weren't like reality, right? It was like those dating shows like Next and Oh Pimp My Ride, even though that was fake. Getting off subject, right? But yeah, so Jermaine Dupri is basically trying to say that he was the creator of 106 Park and he did it for Bow Wow. Why he say that? Because Bow Wow came out, and y'all know how I feel about Bow Wow. I think Bow Wow is a stunt and whatnot, but in this particular moment, I actually agree with Bow Wow saying that, nigga, you ain't created shit. Like, Stephen Hill and whoever else was behind 106 Park was behind it. Now, we all know Bow Wow was Mr. 106 Park, right? Because I think he had the most #1 songs on 106 Park. At one point he hosted 106 Park for some time. So he said that, but you guys know that Bow Wow and Jermaine Dupri, over the years, they've had their issues with each other. They've had their falling outs with each other. Somebody that he once called his dad, his pops. Very interesting. So y'all know the brat, that is her brother, and sis is hella protective of her brother, right? So she came out and told Bow Wow, she's like, normally she don't have time for it, but today she got time for it, right? She called him rude and disrespectful, and she know that Jermaine Dupri did help create 106 Park. I was like, well, Brad, were you in the room when they greenlit 106 Park? Now, yeah, maybe he threw the concept at them, but if he wasn't credited in the credits, bro, man didn't create 106 Park. Maybe he put the bug in their ear about 106 Park, but he definitely damn sure didn't create it from what I can see. And that's why I say with the brat, baby girl, I know you love Jermaine. I know you here for Jermaine, but girl, butt out. Butt out. That's all I got to say. So let me know what you guys thought about that. Whose side are you guys on in that situation? I mean, I do see where the brat was coming from, and I do get her point of view. Like with Bow Wow, you and Jermaine have had y'all issues, right? Sometimes I think with all three of them, I think don't put everything on social media. I think that's one thing. A lot of things would, and it'll go into this next story as well. Like sometimes we just keep shit off of social media, and even talking about Tamar, there are just certain things that shouldn't be on social media. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, and we're gonna pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So another story that I wish they had kept in the family. Master P and Romeo. So you guys know that last week Twitch took his own life, right? So, all the celebrities were posting their tributes to Twitch, right? And Master P was one of them. And Romeo wasn't too happy about that, right? Because Romeo's like, well, you can speak on this, but when your daughter, overdosed, you had nothing to say. And I was like, ooh. And I actually kind of got Romeo. I understood, honestly, I understood Romeo. Again, it goes to what I just said a few minutes ago about the brat and even with Tamar. I think sometimes when we have grievances in our families, I think it's better to you can feel how you want to feel, right? And I'm not taking it away from Romeo, but I think sometimes we need to take a step back and not put it out on social media, because when you put it out there on social media, that gives so many people eyes, it gives it so many eyes and ears, and it can grow and fester, and that's kind of what it did. It grew and festered because people thought he was looking for attention, talk about money and everything, and basically he had to let it be known like he ain't got it like that, right? Oof. yikes, you know, from rap snacks and all that, like everything that his father has done, he's basically saying that they ain't really saw no kind of residuals from it. They basically live, and I was thinking to myself, but when you weren't growing up hip hop with your dad, was that real? Because I mean, you and your dad was in a good space. Y'all pretended like y'all had it going on and everything, and y'all know he's coming back for this next season that'll be premiering on January the 4th or the 5th. I got a lot of shit that weekend, right? Because growing up hip hop, actually on Wednesday, Married at First Sight will be back. Then growing up hip hop will be on Thursday. Then on Friday, you got Ready to Love and Love After Lockup, baby. That week is gonna be busy. But I'm looking forward to it, you guys. 'Cause I don't really have a whole lot of shows here lately. But yeah, like I just said a few minutes ago with the Brat and Bow Wow, I just kind of wish that sometimes we would just keep, like, don't go to social media with every single issue that you have with your family. Talk to your family members. You know, just let them know how you feel. I damn sure do that with mine. They know, sometimes they know how I feel, and sometimes they don't know how I feel. But when I want them to know how I feel, baby, they're going to know how I feel. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, and we're going to pause here and wrap up the hot topics, you guys. All right, you guys, so the last story is just a very quick one. Rihanna. So Rihanna has revealed the photos of her baby boy. We still don't know his name, by the way, but he's so cute. He looks just like Rihanna. When I saw the video. Now, see, some of y'all are just nasty spirits, right? Because I saw people in the comments talking about, you know, the only reason why y'all saying he's cute is because he's Rihanna's baby. No, he's actually he's a very cute little boy. So cute. He looks just like his mommy. But yeah, that's really all I want to say. Was we saw her son. He's so cute. Again, don't know his name. Don't know his name. But hey, that's it. So, we made it, you guys. We are done with Hot Topics. So I'm not going to see you guys because Love and Marriage Huntsville doesn't come on. I actually will see you guys for Love After Lockup. I know I said I was going to do the review this week, you guys. It just got away from me, but I'll do it this weekend. I'll do it tomorrow for you guys. But yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys have a safe and happy holiday if you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope you guys have a great, great holiday, and I will see you guys again on. I won't see you guys until Monday or Tuesday because next week is going to be a short week, you guys, because I don't know if Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion comes on this week, but if it does, I'll see you guys for that. That'll actually be the only, if Love and Hip Hop's Family Reunion comes on, that's going to actually be the only thing that we do next week is going to be the Family Reunion and Hot Topics. And our Family Reunion doesn't come on, the only thing we're going to have is Hot Topics and maybe Real Housewives of Miami. I don't even know what's coming on next week, right? Because I know the Oval is off until January and Sisters is off until January. So we don't have a lot of stuff, you guys. So I don't know how many times we're going to see each other next week, but until then, you guys, please stay safe out there. You guys take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance. Be blessed, you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays, you guys. See you guys in the next one. We do this every week, same time, same planning, same time, same channel, same place, same time, same channel, same place. Y'all know what I say. I'll see you guys in the next one.